I'm Pam Butera here at Keller Williams Real Estate. Been in real estate for 24 years. See, when I got into the business, it wasn't like it is today. I think the agents today are really fortunate because you set goals. We didn't do that as much back then. My goal back then was just to do more than the previous year. So now I'm much more goal oriented. We do our business model every year, write our plan, business plan, do our economic model. So this year our goal is 125 deals. Every year we've been doing close to 100. And I want to break through that.
To get to this point, I'm sure over 20 some years of being in business, you've had a lot of sales and marketing training. What sales trainers or coaches or marketing training have you had to help you out to get here so it's not just you?
Well, back in the day, Floyd Wickman was one of my first trainers. Do you remember Floyd Wickman?
Mm-hmm.
And then I transitioned out of him into the Brian Buffini program. And I really like that. That was about referrals. That's when I think my career really launched to like the next level. Because referral business for me is my favorite. And I think almost anyone would agree. Most recently I've been doing the Mike Ferry program and the MAPS coaching.
Okay.
MAPS is Keller Williams coaching.
Yeah. So what do you like about each program?
Well, the Mike Ferry trained me to prospect. I have only been prospecting for 3 to 4 years. I never prospected before. So it was more like fly by the seat of my pants how I got my business. With the prospecting, it was much more scheduled, much more organized, and I had to learn scripts. I had never learned scripts before. And for me, it was like such an awakening because I had been in the business maybe I guess I was in the business like 20 years. When I first started to learn that people actually have a schedule, when they go on an appointment, they had scripts that they use, and I love that. I'm very regimented.
Mm-hmm.
So I love the Mike Ferry program for that. The MAPS coaching, the reason I love that is the marketing, I think, is phenomenal. And their systems for doing that and staying in touch with my past clients, more than just the telephone calls, because with today's age, we need to have more. I think you need to do more than just the phone calls. And then with the Get Viral program, that makes it even easier for me to stay in touch with my past clients because I'm only one person.
So what are some of the models that you learned from Keller Williams that you like the most when it comes to your marketing?
The 33 touch.
What does that? Explain that.
So the 33 touch is Gary Keller, the founder. He has proven that if you stay in touch with your client I think it's about every 3 weeks, either a phone call, a mailer, or email. Like, it's all changing now. It used to be mailers and phone calls and that was it. Now you can do the videos. But the idea is to talk to your client or at least touch on them every about 3 weeks, I think it works out to be.
Okay. And what are you doing now to implement that?
So we have our planning meeting every year, November, December, and we plan out the whole year. So this year, what was exciting, what we did was we implemented our videos.
So why did you make the jump to use like social media and video?
Because it's 2012. I should have done it in 2010, to tell you the truth. And what I see is, like, a perfect example. I was on an appointment the other day, and my client's daughter had the same phone as me, and I said, "Oh my gosh, what do you do? Like, when you talk to somebody and this happens," and the mom said, "She has never spoken on that phone," and that's so foreign to me because I'm used to talking. Today's day and age, they don't talk. It's all social media, texting, Facebook. They don't even email. So that's the next generation. So I gotta stay on top of things.
Okay. So what were some of your biggest fears or frustrations to making the jump and shooting your own videos and doing all this? And be honest.
My biggest fear is nobody would want to watch them.
Why is that?
Because I don't think they thought what I had to say had any value and merit. And the great thing is, I feel like I don't have anything to talk about. And then when I talk with you guys and you give me ideas, I'm like, oh yeah, that's a great idea. Sure, I can talk about that for 5 minutes. And that's what I love, that you guys give me the topics. Because I could sit here for an hour and be like, oh, what should I talk about? No one's going to care about this. And what I know is that the feedback that I get every time we send out a video, I know they like it.
So you do get feedback. Tell me about this feedback you get.
So the feedback, I typically get it in the form of an email. And every time a video goes out, I probably get 20 to 25 emails. Great video. Wow. So glad to learn about this, whatever it might be. And then I get a decent amount of phone calls and I get a decent amount of business. I can't say it's exactly because of that video. And the one client I have in mind is they were listed 2 years ago. I had them listed 2 years ago and they wouldn't listen about the price. So the listing expired. Well, they called me back recently and we just listed the property, sad to say, for $75,000, less than where I had it listed. But I know, I have not spoken to them in 2 years, but they're in my drip campaign with their email address, and I can almost guarantee that my video is what got them back to me.
How big's your database? And who's in your database?
Well, the database that we use for the videos is all the people I know that are in my contacts and my past clients. So I think it was around 1,400. I think once some of the spam got reduced, maybe it was 1,200 or 1,100. So ballpark. And for being in the business for 24 years, people are like, shouldn't you have a larger database? Well, what happens with us, we get repeat business. I have some clients I've sold 4 or 5 houses to. So then that's one client where, as opposed to like 5. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm. What benefits have you seen, or do you continue to, or do you expect to see with all the video and social marketing that you've implemented?
Well, the first that comes to mind are referrals. I mean, I think that what I found is the interesting, remember I told you I got all these emails, this feedback after my first video went? The interesting, most common thread of all the emails was, wow, look at you, how high tech you are. You're so 2012. It was really cool. And I had one person say that to me who that's what he does for a living. So I was kind of patting myself on the back because he's so far advanced from me. So I think that's my first thought. Then I think also if the people feel like these topics have value and that I care about it and I have some meaning to them, I think it'll come across.
How have people reacted to the social media marketing, the videos? I mean, are there any stories you can tell me about the results you've seen?
Let's see. Well, we've actually gotten some of our clients to do videos. Did I tell you that?
Oh, great.
Because they've seen mine, and then what I've asked them to do is to do testimonials for us, because there's nothing more powerful than a client doing a testimonial. And they are always nervous like me. So it's kind of evolved into that. But as far as what reaction we've had, it's been all positive. Very, very positive. I was a little nervous that they thought there were going to be too many of them. So I keep them really short. Mine are never more than 2 minutes. Because I don't like to watch a long video. And I don't think anyone else wants to do that either.
Good. So are there any tips or advice you could offer to someone who's on the fence about better staying in touch with their database? They may not see value in their database. They may not have a database. Or they're looking to make the jump to use video or social media to stay in touch. Any tips or advice you can offer to that?
Well, it's hard for me to remember back when I was new. But to me, it's like a no-brainer. I can't even imagine what would hold you back. If you're afraid of that camera, there's nobody else behind it. I set mine up on a tripod, and no one else is in the office. I always do it after 4 o'clock when the girls leave. Because, I do feel a little funny in front of them doing this. But I do it, and there's no one there. And sometimes I have to redo it 20 times. Other times, first take, I'm good. So I think if you're scared about that, I don't know. I was worried that my content wouldn't have value. And with you guys giving me the topic and giving me an outline, it's a no-brainer.
Great. About how much time do you invest into all of this?
With the videos?
Videos, yeah, the videos and the social marketing, all the stuff that you took on.
Well, I will confess, a lot of my social marketing is done by a virtual assistant. So I don't do as much. I'd like to get on Facebook more. That's something that I made one of my business goals for this year. But the video, you have us do 2 every 2 weeks, right? Or thereabout. 2 a month. I'd say it takes me half an hour. On a bad day when I'm really struggling with my topic, an hour. And that's a whole month. Yeah. Like the other day, Josh gave me this idea. He's like, Pam, do you have any home inspections coming up? I'm like, I do. So I went to the home inspection and did a quick video with my home inspector. And he was all about doing it for us. That was an easy one. That was kind of fun. Cool. Yeah, because I'm like, so what are you doing here? And what's the benefit? And why should Why should a seller care about this or a buyer care about this?
So how has viral marketing helped you with all of this?
Well, I think that the one thing that I would point out, like, you guys are known as Get Viral, but you're also a marketing coach. I didn't research you guys at all. I knew that there were other agents using you that had phenomenal results, so I just wanted to jump on the bandwagon.
Well, thank you. It looks like you made a good decision.
Oh, I haven't regretted it for a minute.
Is there anything else you can share with us that how viral has helped you?
Well, one of the things that I like that Josh does is he shares with me what other agents around the country are doing. Because I always like to see, like, whenever we go to these conferences, I always like to talk to the other agent to understand what's working in their market, because usually whatever is working in their market can work in mine. So he opens my world up to ideas that I would not have been exposed to.